You are listening to Season 2 of The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, the short and often daily podcast in which I chronicle my life and attempt to be a writer by writing daily. Sometimes. Hello, today is Thursday the 23rd of January 2025. You're listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, and this podcast is early today. I'm recording this, it's not even quite 11:30 as I record this, and it will be out, certainly by midday. So I'm not going to talk about writing today. There's a couple of reasons for this. So firstly, I've done a lot of writing in the last few days. I've genuinely worked hard at it for once. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to do some today, but it isn't the focus of my day. So here is my plan for today. I got up reasonably late. I was after 9 o'clock, which is very unusual, particularly for the last few days. But yeah, I felt I deserved it. And then the post arrived, the mail, if you're in America. And it contained a big finished production that I'm looking forward to. It's a first Doctor adventure called The Living Darkness. And it features the return of Peter Purves as Stephen, the companion he played in the 60s. He's played the character as a companion in the Doctor Who range for years for Big Finish, but this is the first time he's played an older version of the character, so it'll be interesting to see what they've done. But the other thing that arrived in the post today was a lovely 7-inch single. Now, I don't buy those very often, but a 7-inch single of Messy by Lola Young. And the reason I'm doing the podcast now, not enough people listen for it to actually matter, but the reason I'm doing this podcast now is the calculation for the UK Top 40 will be done tonight or after today's sales. So today is really important. If it's the song has been sitting at number 3 behind 2 quite good, admittedly, American songs, but as you know, I'm a fan. I do believe, as a British citizen, we should support British artists. I'm not saying exclusively. I'm not saying we should not listen to other songs that aren't by British artists, but we should be listening to more British. Lola Young's Messy is a raw, emotional, sweary track. I certainly wouldn't want to play it to a 5-year-old, but it's absolutely my musical obsession at the moment. It's gorgeous. It's up there with and I can't remember the name of the track, but it's up there with the wonderful Ray song last year. Well, it actually came out the year before, but I discovered it last year, where she kind of lives an entire drunken night in one song after splitting up with a boyfriend. It's a gorgeous song. I should be able to remember the title, but I don't think the title's in the lyrics, which is why I struggle. But Messy by Lola Young is another wonderful song. I absolutely love it. So I'm recording this now because I've just released an article on my blog, which is talking about literally the things I'm talking about here, about my the Big Finish release I received today, and then this song. And there are links on there. So apparently last week, only 1,300 sales units separated the top 3 singles in the chart. Now, one sales unit is either a physical purchase or the purchase of a download. So if you were to go to the iTunes store or whatever music store you listen to and spend 99p on buying Messy by Lola Young, you could contribute to this wonderful song getting to number 1. Or even if you just stream it. Now, 100 streams equals a sales unit, so it's not quite as good. But, if you don't want to spend the money, I implore you to at least go to one of the links in the article and listen to Messy on Spotify or iTunes if you are able to do so. I love it. I don't know why I love it so much. I think it's just because it's original and raw and it's just brilliant. So that's what my blog article is about. If only I'd thought about it yesterday or the day before. Not that enough people read it to make any difference. But I think it was the arrival of the vinyl in the post that kind of made me remember. And that will have contributed to the sales chart for this week. And I'm hoping that the release of the vinyl single will just be enough to give it the edge, and it's not going to be the same 3 songs in the same order. I want Lola Young at number 1, and then with it doesn't matter beyond that, to be honest. Anyway, so that's my plea for today. If you hear this on Friday, which is probably going to be the case if I'm honest, Still do it because it's still high in the charts, and anything you do from Friday onwards contributes to its position in the following week's chart. Right, I've got that off my chest. The rest of my plan for today is, so it's book club day. I mentioned this gorgeous book, The List of Suspicious Things by Jenny Godfrey, that I read. I'm going to the book club talky chatty meeting thing about that at 5:30 today. And what I'm going to do at about 2 o'clock, maybe, about 2:30 I think, is I'm going to walk into town the long way round, so via a country park, so it's about 3 miles, to get my exercise in for the day, because I've done bugger all so far today. I'm going to walk into, I'm going to sit in a coffee shop for a couple of hours. I'm going to read a bit of the book I'm reading at the moment. I'm on to Lords and Ladies by Terry Pratchett, which is another one that it seems to have upped the ante with the seriousness. So it's still funny, but there's just a seriousness to it, which was also there in the previous book, Small Gods, which I enjoyed as a result. And I'm enjoying this as well. There's a side of me that would quite like to finish it today. But yeah, so that's the plan. I'm going to go and sit in the coffee shop, do a bit of writing, do a bit of reading, so that writing will be chapter 40, do a bit of reading, and then go to the book club meeting before coming home for dinner. There you go. That's my plan for today. But the most important thing is go to the my website, which is listed in the link tree mentioned at the end of this podcast. And I will try and include it in the show notes, actually, which I've never done before, but that makes sense. So yeah, go to the link tree, go to my website, and on that website are links to buy or stream Messy by Lola Young. Please do it now. I'm waiting. No, I'm serious. Do it now. Now, come on. Well, if that little bit of sheer bossiness hasn't persuaded you, nothing will. Thanks for listening. I'll be back at some point tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye. You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. For more information about what I'm writing, go to linktr.ee/Richard Writes, capital R, capital W, where you can find details of my website and social media. I may see you there.